Alright Sega, you guys have made some pretty bad choices before in the past, but this is easily one of the worst. Why'd you change the box art for the English version of Yakuza 6? Like, look at this! I mean, granted, this one's more artistic, but I like the Japanese cover art more. It's nothing but a bunch of angry-looking Japanese dudes looking angrily at your soul and at your wallet as if to say, buy our game. And you know what? I like that a lot more. Anyway, Yakuza 6 is the last in the Yakuza series and the last game of Kazuma Kiryu's story. And what a ride it's been. I've been playing the Asia version for the past few weeks and I've been really loving it. The thing about it right now is that I haven't beaten it. It's a very long game, it's a very dense game, but I can't review the full game, but I can review what I've played so far. And what I've played mostly focuses on the mini games, the side stories, and most importantly, the combats. So with that said, let's hit these streets and check out what Yakuza 6 has to offer. And for those who do care about the story, who do care about the lore, there's not going to be many spoilers here, so don't worry, relax, kick back, relax, take a load off your mind, and let's take a look at Yakuza 6.
またこの町に帰ってきちまったか。
Yakuza is the kind of game that doesn't hold the beat for long. It's always changing its tone from the deadly serious and tragic to the goofy and wacky, all within the same scene at times. And Yakuza 6 is no different. There are some changes here in 6 from the familiar Zero and Kiwami, some for the better, some different. But remember kids, different doesn't mean bad. Different is different. But if there's one change we can all agree on, is that the graphics took a huge leap in quality from Zero. 6 is the first game in the series to be built for the PlayStation 4, and it shows. Very high detail on the characters, more vibrant colors, more characters on screen, and a deeper game world with many nooks and crannies to explore. It's as close as you can get to seeing the actual areas of Kamurocho and Onomichi without having to leave your home. Every character for both the main missions and the side missions are now fully voiced, giving the game even more personality and livelihood. And the translation here are just as snappy and humorous as they were in Zero and Kiwami. Yakuza 6 is split between the polar opposites of Japan, between the glitzy lights and vices of Kamurocho to the laid-back, sleepy boat town of Onomichi in Hiroshima. As someone who's been to the real-world Kabukicho and gotten really drunk there, Kamurocho is pretty spot on to the actual thing. It's very fast-paced with enough stuff to keep you occupied for a whole day. Between chatting up the cam girls at the net cafe, by the way Honoree, please marry me, hitting the cages for some badminton practice, or ruining your diet at the many restaurants and bars, Kamurocho has a lot to offer. But still, there's a lot more stuff to do here than what meets the eye. Do you like some mahjong? I can't spell it, but it's here for those who like to collect PC Engine games. Kiryu can get Katsun off the street for a cat cafe, which I didn't get any footage of. No, the kitties. Kiryu is getting on in age, so hitting the gym is very important. We gotta stay in shape for all those lovely girls we're gonna be talking to. How old is Kiryu? Kiryu is, wait. What? Kiryu is 48 years old? You serious? God damn, he looks like that? Guess I got no excuse now. BRB guys, gonna go broke signing up for the Rezap gym. Gyms in Japan are freaking expensive, man. Why? It doesn't help that I suck sticking at a diet plan. Well, guess that's a first world problem. Of course, the series staples like the hostess clubs returned, and it's way faster now with its card-based system. Saki is the best girl, free. Some of the conversation prompts Kiryu gets are actually pretty funny, and it's even funnier seeing Kiryu say something stupid and try to recover like a top-level Smash player. Then again, if Kiryu was a Smash player, he wouldn't have that kind of physique, and he would have been banned at the door for smelling like pure BO, if I'm not mistaken. But he probably would ask for the color of the girl's panties. But of course, the real reward for doing well in the hostess clubs is not for affection, it's not for the date, it's for the karaoke. The ideal day in Kamurocho is hitting the streets, going out to beef out at the gym, getting some grub, smashing a bike on someone's face, then playing Virtual Fighter 5 at the arcade. Come see my Aoi. Coincidentally, that isn't too far out from my actual days here in Japan. The only thing that is missing is getting harassed by people on the streets trying to get me to go to their soap lands. Japan pro tip: if anyone approaches you to go into their club, don't go. You'll spend hella money on hella nothing. To the yin must come the yang, and to the bustling city of Kamurocho, Kiryu must also venture into the heart of Onomichi, Hiroshima, to find the cause of his problems. Now, I've never been to Hiroshima, but I have been to smaller towns in Japan in the rural areas of the Anaka, and Onomichi isn't too far off the mark. There's not as much foot traffic, the modern touristy stuff falls wayside in favor of keeping the old ways alive. Gone are the net cafes, gone are the porn huts, gone are the batting cages, gone is Club Sega. Wait, what? No Club Sega in Onomichi? No Fantasy Zone? No Puyo Puyo? Then what's the point of Onomichi then? That'd be like going to Starbucks if Starbucks didn't sell pumpkin spice latte in the fall. There's no point then. Just burn it all down. Burn it to the ground. But wait a minute. This fishing minigame is pretty fun. And hey, cool, look, we can pray to the shrines and get better stats. And check me out. I'm a coach of the baseball team. Angels in the outfield, I'm coming for you. The thing about the baseball game is that there's not much interaction here besides swapping out players from time to time and occasionally hitting the ball. But the real fun is chatting up the people of Onomichi and finding new players to get to your team. Then after the game, let's go hit the bar and chat up some more locals. And Japan pro tip, if you're in the Anaka, if you're in a smaller town, don't be afraid to hit up a little bar. If you're lucky and you have a silver tongue, free drinks await you. Shouts to the old men in the bars. And also another pro tip, if you're in the Anaka, don't bother with the hostess clubs unless you like talking to some older ass women. Probably the most involved minigame so far is the clan creator. See, members of New Japan formed a street game named Justice, featuring the likes of Hiroshi Tanahashi, Hiroshi Tenzan, Tetsuya Naito, Satoshi Kojima, Toru Yano, and leader Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker. And they rule the streets with an iron fist. It's up to Kiryu to get goons off the street and into his clan to take the streets of Kamurocho back to the people. A lot of time is spent getting your clan up to speed, spending experience to get everyone in check and make them as powerful as they can to take out these legendary wrestlers. Clan Creator is pretty fun, but I defeated the first two guys of Justice of Hiroshi Tenzan and Toru Yano just by bum rushing the hell out of them, but it is pretty fun. Okada, I'm coming for the belt. I'm taking the belt back. Take the belt back! Take the belt back to parts unknown! Ooh, excuse me. I lost my control there. I'm sorry, everybody. So the thing about it is that Yakuza, at its core, is a combat brawler beat-em-up game. And the core brawling action has to be good to make this long journey worthwhile doing. And the combat in Yakuza 6, it's good, but I should note it's a little different this time around. Kiryu no longer has his stance system from Zero, instead only focusing on his dragon style of fighting. It's a bit of a letdown as there was a good amount of strategy in switching up his styles on the fly, but they did make some changes to the heat style. Heat attacks are still here and are still as brutal as ever, don't get me wrong. Kiryu has many moves that absolutely mess up the greasers, goons, and goombas of Kamurocho. But I find that I've been using the same heat attacks for most of my encounters. But Kiryu does have a new extreme heat mode, which you hit by using R2, and you pour all of your heat mode into this powered up state where you get more normal moves and super powerful heat attacks. So there is a bit of strategy in when to burn smaller heat attacks versus when to power up and give Kiryu that edge during difficult boss encounters. I'm not entirely sure if I enjoy the system yet, and it doesn't help that most encounters can be beaten with just button mashing. I like the idea behind the extreme heat system, but I think I just need a little bit more time to master the system. Maybe I'm just going crazy, maybe I've been spending too much time at the Hostess Club. I still enjoy the combat, don't get me wrong. Even with all the goons and the lower difficulty setting, combat is still a blast and is still as satisfying as ever. And it kinda has to be, as Kiryu fixes his problems by fixing his foot up someone's ass. Yakuza 6 has been a really fun ride so far. It's a very dense game. I know a lot of these recent open world games boast about how big the game map is, like, oh my god, you could fit like 10 suns up this cave's ass and blah 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 blah. But there's not much a lot to do in those games like No Man's Sky or the recent like Ubisoft games. I'd rather have a game like Yakuza where the game map is very condensed but very dense with a lot of stuff to do and a lot of activity in the game world. And the combat, while I did note there are some changes to it, is still very satisfying at the end of the day. If you're new to the series, I definitely recommend giving it a look out. And for the rest of us who haven't gotten around to the game yet, stay tuned next week where I'm going to be giving the full review, the full dressing down of Yakuza 6, the Song of Life. Anyway guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Z-Man Show. Later everybody. I am really tired tonight. Why did I do this so freaking late?